Hi Nitin, thank you so much for coming.
Oh yeah, very good afternoon. Amazed to be here. Honored to be here. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. And what do you do? So we'll start from there because I've heard so many things that you're doing this and
Good things, right?
Yeah, good things. and I was looking at the companies that you worked, and so I was thinking of like putting up the whole list and
No, I'll do that. I'll do it.
So it is Quicker, Yatra, Naukri. So I thought of asking that which are the companies that you've not worked with. So that will be much easier to ask.
I got blessed and privileged to work with the most profitable, successful companies of India.
Right.
So rest of the things I didn't work.
So who pushed you to digital? I'm sure that nobody told you to be a digital guy, but how did this digital journey started?
Sure. So I'm the consumer experience, user experience, product design guy. And digital is just a medium, right? And I like the things to be that way. I started as a graphic designer in year 2000 when internet just started. So internet is 21 years old. I have 20 years of digital experience. So so right bang on. I've seen 3 generations of internet properties. Worked with Bharti Airtel, India Times, Rediff when these were the biggest brands, and India Times being a media house, and then it was the big brand, like in Indian ecosystem. Rediff was the first company which gone public, got listed on Nasdaq. Short stint. I've done a startup, seen a small exit. Then I started my stint with Naukri. Naukri joined in very initial stage when the team was very lean, and I spent 8.5 years. Those were my golden years. So you can say. You can see the spark, Naukri, 99 acres, Jeevan Sathi, Shiksha, First Naukri, Naukri Gulf, all check deals. These are the brands I got exposure to. Some of these got created by me from scratch in terms of from the logo to what it is. So InfoEdge Group has amazing leadership, Hitesh and Sanjeev, and they empower people. They pick a guy like me and made me into a awesome leader who could envision this, and we created most profitable segments. So 3 of the 5 portals are number 1 in their segments. So Naukri is market leader, biggest profitable internet company listed. 99 acres where you still get the maximum responses from both the brokers, builders as well as consumer side. And then Shiksha, again number 1 in the education segment. Jeevan Sathi being number 3, and now definitely catching up. And then when a lot of classifieds and close to a decade, when people were shifting jobs every year, I was sticking with a brand for 8.5 years because it gave me immense exposure. So every year I was working on some other brand, so I didn't feel like I'm in the same group, right? And I moved multiple ladders. Hitesh empowered me. It was just like family. I never felt that I'm working. It was like building something of your own. I think that changed me a lot. In between, I tried being part of a startup called BBOA. Things didn't work out the way it should have been, but the team has seen exit. A lot of people made money. Can't tell you whether I have and I'm not, but yeah. So, but it was an amazing experience. It was along with Naukri, so things on. I've learned few things what not to do on that part, and then Yatra happened, and I'm so glad that I took the call of joining Yatra because I've again gone back from very service platform centric to pure play e-commerce. It was journey and memories creation. So Yatra being at that time, it was a tough fight between GoIbibo and Yatra. Make My Trip was the distant number 1, and working for a number 2 player is very challenging because you got eaten up from bottom and you got pressed from top. So but we've done Dhruv, Manish, the leadership was very good. Again, a lot of empowerment happened. We established product design, UX, front end practices in house, and we were able to integrate all the properties. So starting from integrating Travel Guru, Wasn't Town, Holidays into the whole ecosystem, make a bigger value creation. So whether you're coming for off-site, offbeat trips versus your, because majority of the business was happening on the flight side. And flight is traditionally in India, flight is a loss-making proposition because you acquire customer for 500, 600 rupees and you're giving him discount of 1,000 rupees with banks, and the only processing fees you're charging is 300 rupees. I don't know how that works on a business model, but that's how the things used to be. And then you have to offer additional value where you have thick margin on hotels and holidays.
Right.
And of course we increase our ticket size by offering international routes.
Right.
So Yatra won over a lot of other competition on that part.
Right.
And then I left Yatra when they were about to go public. Again, I missed on the opportunity of making some bucks. But it was amazing 1.5 years. And I'm so proud that Yatra gone ahead and became a NASDAQ listed company, second from India in travel space after Make My Trip. So again, very, very happy on that front. Quicker happened. Quicker, like I said, Naukri was my golden days. Like you can say, Quicker is platinum, so I know how to manage and make my leaders happy.
Right.
So, but Quicker, it was like working with my elder brother. Pranay is just like family. So he has given me very free hand in terms of leading that verticalization. We took a lot of people from startup ecosystem to Bangalore. I left my family in Delhi and moved to Bangalore. Lucky you must be jealous, right? So I lived like a bachelor for 2 years. And in those 2 years, I was using most of the times, I connect the dot as a seed here, showing you a trailer. So I was using Indigo twice a week minimum.
Right.
So Monday early morning flight and Friday evening flight back. And I'll complete the story later. But then the Quicker verticalization happened. We established a team of 75 folks. We established 4 core practices, which I was leading, along with Quicker Homes, Quicker Cars, Quicker Jobs, Quicker Services, Quicker Goods. All these got established. 3 of the verticals are already profitable. Quicker gonna be a huge success. We acquired 12 brands and startups in my tenure. We integrated it, including Google funded Common Floor, HDFC Red, and many more, Hyrie and Stepney, and for everything about jobs.
Yeah.
That was a big acquisition. So I think we were able to add that value for our customer, and Quicker even today got maximum organic traffic. It was great value, and what the basic DNA of Quicker, the speed, which is very depicted, and that comes from top down. I think we never believed in launching a perfect product. We always believed in iterating, and that has worked for us. So we always believed that going out in the market, getting a right feedback from the customer is the best way to get any feedback, and that has worked phenomenally for us. We iterated fast, we pivoted, we changed things, and we became a only classified who's done successful verticalization. Now after us at the competition, the leading, so of course they started copying many of the features. So it was very proud moment, and I wish Quicker lot of success. I hope Pranay has done amazing job. It was very tough job to do something in C2C space.
Right.
Is very tough, and now Quicker is doing refurbish furniture and mobile phones and whatnot. Yeah, it's great value creation for a customer. And then Indigo happened. I moved back to NCR for family and personal reasons. I didn't want it to leave Quicker. It was fantastic. If I'll get a chance again, I'll redo it all over again. But Indigo, I'm with that issue, but the outcome was very nice. So far, if you look at the journey, I was able to create and work for consumer-loved Indian brands.
Right.
Now, working for Indigo is like taking Indian pride to global level,
Right.
crafting a brand which is the best from India for the world.
Right.
So we are again most profitable, listed, fastest growing,
Right.
public, coolest and young company. Indigo is 13 years old. We just celebrated our 13th birthday. We have 1,400 flights a day, right? Close to 78 planes, 78 destinations rather, 18 international destinations and 56 domestic destinations we already fly to, and 6.5 million passenger per month and 300 million plus in totality. That's the scale. Majority of the growth is coming from tier 2, tier 3.
Yeah, Indigo has contributed so much in the ecosystem. Like people like us, if we had to travel, and we can always count that we'll be reaching on the time, and that's not easy to achieve. It's not something that India is known for, that we'll have the discipline and now because of one player doing it, everyone else is forced to do it. I think it's not easy to achieve. And
yeah, so one, you creating an ecosystem, the whole ecosystem in India, you're creating a great infrastructure along with government, and that infrastructure is just not limited to metros now. It's technically you can fly anywhere from anywhere in India. Tier 2, tier 3 infrastructure is been built and led by Indigo, and it's a great empowerment for small businesses, SMEs and startups, and we see a lot of 25-30% growth coming from these segments, first time flyers, and that has said a lot about brand and contributed in the growth story of Make in India and Craft in India for the world. So it's a very proud to be part of the leadership team of Indigo and represent this in the whole ecosystem. And it's just not Indian ecosystem anymore. So technically, if you look at it, a year back we were flying to 5 international destinations. Now we fly to 18 international destinations. So, and creating that benchmark, like you mentioned in your first part of question, that creating the benchmark for industry to follow and keep improving that benchmark. See, managing the best timely delivery, taking passengers in a very quality manner from A to B with this scale is very, very tough. The team is very dedicated. They believe in customer delight. 3 basic pillars which build the company till this level and will continue to do so is on time, hassle-free, courteous, and of course affordable fares. Right? Affordability plays a very, very big role in India, and we master unbundling. So customer empowerment is, so you pay for what you use, right? And that has worked for us beautifully again. So this will continue. The 4th pillar, which now is emerging big and being led 40% market share in India, is our biggest network, which you said that. So if you're flying from A to B, for any reason, if you miss your flight, the second comfortable flight is ours. Technically, we fly every second flight or a plane in India, and we will continue to put our focus on customer empowerment and delight. And being voice of the customer is something which we are focusing on across our touch points and digital channels, and I'm sure that's the key for further future growth.
That's a big contribution. Even at the company level, we have always felt that good professionals and good companies make good societies, and as long as the leaders and the top players in the company is thinking about adding value to the society, and everyone else should empower them to do more for the society, and that is a big contribution. We may not be in the government, but that's a good contribution to the society in some way.
So Rohit, Philip, William Bolter, Rono, I think Indigo has amazing Indigo has amazing leadership, right? Our Indigo has so many solid pillars, and which are very customer centric. I think it's top-down approach where they say that whatever happens, we have to take care of the customer, right? That's the first job. So whether you make money or you don't make money, first you make sure that you take care of the customer. If you take care of the customer, you will make money. And I think that has worked beautifully for Indigo.
Absolutely.
Because we took care of our customers. If you want to fly from A to B at a set time and you don't want to miss your meeting, we are your best chance.
Absolutely.
And that is our biggest brand ambassador. Our customers are our biggest brand ambassadors.
Absolutely. And everyone's biggest brand ambassador, they are our bosses. So they pay for everything that we do, right? Yeah. So coming back to the digital part of it, since you've worked with large companies, you've done the startup. So what is the difference between working in a startup environment and working in a large organization?
Actually, you'll be surprised when I'm saying this. I didn't saw. So there's a big culture, and from a responsibility stage, so you can't blunder and fail, right? But you are allowed to make mistakes and iterate. I think that still stays true. But with Indigo, this department 60 Digital, which I established 5 quarters back, still works like a startup. We are leading the digital transformation for the group. I think we have redesigned our digital platform. We've relaunched our native apps, and there'll be first-in-class customer-centric features we'll be continue to launch, whether it's a self-service chatbot or it's multilingual offering, it's our content strategy which we established. So all our initiatives are there to make the hassle-free experience. So the third pillar, which is core pillar, hassle-free experience, I think digital plays a huge role. It's just not for the people who come and book. It's also, the platform is also needs to be enabled for the people who are exploring. Right? You don't need to differentiate whether somebody is booked on OTA or not direct. You ultimately, they are your customers, you own it. So you provide a very, very connected, seamless experience. So I think less is more there. So just make him go with the flow. Give him empowerment in terms of flight getting cancelled for any reason. Let him choose whether he wants a refund or he wants to opt for another flight. If he don't got itinerary on top of mind, you don't remember that complex 6-digit code. Right. So can you recover your itinerary based on your name and sector and a date? I think these type of customer-centric features have really made us the leader in a customer delight space. Right. And we'll continue to do more and more with our self-service chatbot. I think that's gonna really change the game. Offering the platform in Hindi is gonna get us really great traction. And with digital, the one prime focus is we are very aligned on retaining the customer. So we want to acquire new customer. We also believe that retaining the existing customers is the golden key. When if any business is not following that, I think that's where the big disconnect is. And with Indigo, I think it's very clear to us that what we want to do, how we want to do. Right. And in everything, this center and the core is the customer empathy.
Right. And since you have seen so many changes in the whole marketing and digital coming into the picture, so you must be hiring a lot of people as well in Indigo.
Yeah, so I think we build 9 core practices in Indigo. Right. So starting from data analytics to customer research to UI UX to product design to product development to front end to content.
So when you hire these people, is there from startup ecosystem? So when you hire these people, is there something specific that you look in them that this is what we expect?
Yeah, so going an extra mile to solve customer problems, I still believe, and that's my belief from last 20 years, which has been established in Bharti Airtel, carry forward in Naukri and Yatra and Quicker, and now at Indigo. The most unhappy customer who's giving you feedback is your biggest asset. Right. Because he's giving you his time, he wants you to improve. Right? If you focus on fixing the issues which people are facing, you will continue to become better. Right. Because all the other things on the service, we are fabulous, we do awesome job. Right? We go to the minute detail. On this, it's just that you make things easy. If something goes wrong, you become extra soft in making that happen. Right. And that has been led by the teams we established. I got blessed with having great practice heads and successors. So despite I am here, I know that they are doing a fantastic job, and that's why I'm here. Yeah.
Sure. So if someone needs to start a career in marketing or they want to grow, and of course you will be an inspiration for them to contribute to so many brands, how should they learn, and is there some tips for them that what are the things that they should be learning and growing?
So understand the customer segments, personas, journeys, and the overall experience. So I think everything is design. Design is everything, whether this mic or a trouser or anything. Right. It's been designed by somebody. So focus on designing experiences. Focus on improving the experiences. If you can craft something which is awesome and give a customer giggle and a smile when he's done, I think that's when you know that you're winning customers over. And most of the brands I try to contribute on are, I focus on this, so it's being a spark plug in the car, the most cheapest but the most important part.
True. And I think that's the common thing that we are hearing from all the speakers is focus on the fundamentals, focus with the customers, understand your customer better, and that is what makes everyone a better marketeer. Even if you are looking at a career, you should focus on your customer rather than focusing on some techniques here or some tips there. And this is where the continuous learning happens, because customers are the best teachers and they will keep on teaching you new things. And just to the final question is around, since this is our second edition, so we're doing a series which is 2 years, 2 tips. So what are the 2 tips, the most 2 powerful tips that you want to share with rest of us?
So I'll not include what I've already said, so I think when you're founding, whether you're SME or a startup, so you choose the other person who's got complementary skills rather than same skills. I think the core pillars are very important. The foundation is very important, where you're building a business or a service or it's a product, right? And second thing I think is that a lot of startups just want to start today and take an exit tomorrow and take their 2, 3, 5 million, 10 millions in 1 year and go home and retire. So that has to change. I think we in an ecosystem should have a bigger global plans. We should plan to win the world, establish India for their global products and just not the technology and the back office and this thing. I think that has to change, and that will change only by SMEs and the majority businesses of India. That has not happened yet. Changing, of course, thanks to you with this, we are changing, we are transforming, we are having more and more leaders, but we have to believe in it. And it's not 1 year, 2 years, 3 years job, it's 10 years. Look at Naukri, look at India Mart, look at Shadi, in Mobi, now Swiggy, Ola, Zomato, Policy Bazaar. There are so many great examples, right? It takes time.
I think what Alok Kejriwal says, 10 to 10 for 10, and then you think about whether your startup is a success or not. So work for 10 to 10 and for 10 years at least, and then you will conclude whether it's a success or failure.
Yeah, so I've given 2 tips. I'll give you 2 bonus ones, because I believe that I'm 19 twice, and two extra ones. So not everybody is an entrepreneur, right? If you're like me, who's an entrepreneur who works for companies to scale, because many of these big businesses needs leaders like us, and who are go-getters. So one thing which a lot of people don't do, they don't go out, make mentors, coaches, network, and they don't invest in themselves. Right, so invest 10% of what you make on yourself every year, despite what happened. Travel the world to see. And the second tip is, there's one life. Create name, fame, and money. Create that value, and of course, live happy. Don't regret. Give enough time to your friends and family. They will stood by you for forever, whatever happens.
Very valuable tips, and thank you so much for taking time. And I hope that everyone has enjoyed. And if you have further questions, you can send it to us, and we will see if we can catch Nitin, and we will keep on asking further questions.
See you on version 3 next year.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you.